For a service business, the work doesn't stop when your staff goes home. Customers still have questions that pile up after you clock out. Cloud-based AI agents solve this after-hours workload by answering queries overnight, but that convenience comes attached to a recurring per-agent monthly fee. As your operations grow, you might want an agent handling bookkeeping and another qualifying sales leads. Those individual $50 to $300 subscriptions quickly stack up into a massive monthly expense. This creates a serious dilemma. You could migrate away from the cloud and buy a dedicated $500 piece of hardware to run your AI locally. But you have to ask if that actually fixes the budget, or if it just saddles a small team with a massive IT headache. Figuring out how to navigate that trade-off dictates whether automation functions as a profitable asset for your business or an escalating liability. The most direct alternative to renting cloud agents is purchasing a dedicated appliance, like the askingAi Mini PC. The premise of this device is straightforward. You take pre-built, fully functional AI agents off a vendor's cloud and run them on a local, purpose-built machine inside your own office. To evaluate this option, we need to look at exactly when local hardware beats the cloud and what specific capabilities you have to sacrifice to get that cost certainty. We have to look past the physical specs of the processor and the memory to understand how an appliance like this alters your business's cost architecture and daily operations. The most immediate point of comparison is financial, the structure of renting software versus buying hardware. Let's assume you need 3 separate AI agents running, one for customer support, one for daily bookkeeping, and one for lead qualification. On a typical cloud platform, paying per seat or per agent turns that requirement into a recurring monthly software as a service bill, averaging $250 or more. This chart plots how that lease traps your business. Over 12 months, you pay over $3,000. Compare that to the askingAi Mini PC's one-time $499 cost. The line stays flat, breaking even by month 2. The trade-off is straightforward. You gain the ability to run multiple built-in agents without your costs ever going up, but you must absorb the upfront cash layout to own the hardware outright. Moving to a capital expense model shields your balance sheet from the infinite scale of SaaS pricing. Your AI becomes an owned asset rather than an ongoing tax. We also have to look at the physical requirements of automation. A common misconception is that you can just run these agents on the laptop you already use for work. That approach fails immediately. When you close your laptop at 6 p.m. and put it in your bag, your automated agents go completely offline. The askingAi Mini PC requires a different input. It is deployed as a dedicated device running on a low-power Ryzen 3 processor. Because its only job is running those agents, it operates quietly in the background, 24/7. When a customer submits a late-night inquiry, the agent is awake to process it immediately. But that guaranteed uptime requires a commitment. You have to allocate permanent physical shelf space for the device, supply it with continuous power, and maintain a stable local network. Reliable business automation depends on achieving hardware independence from your personal schedule, regardless of peak processing power. A major hurdle for local hardware is technical anxiety. The idea of setting up a local server usually sounds like a massive distraction. You could try to save $100 by buying a blank Mini PC off the shelf, but that forces you to manually install Linux, configure the software runtimes, and build all the API connections yourself. In that DIY route, you are trading a small amount of money for dozens of hours of frustrating developer work. This split screen shows the difference. The askingAi device ships with Ubuntu Server and the agent stack pre-installed. This plug-and-play setup lets you claim the box and deploy agents straight from a web browser, filling out forms instead of writing code. The sacrifice for that simplicity is access. You lose the ability to do the root-level custom model tuning that hobbyists demand from their hardware. For a small business, hardware only functions as a viable solution if it acts as a turnkey appliance, shielding the operator completely from the Linux command line. We also need to test the limits of the no monthly fee promise. Relying strictly on the base $499 hardware purchase limits you to a 12-month warranty and email-only support. The math changes if your business requires remote phone assistance, hands-on workflow building from the vendor, or massive token throughput up to 6 billion tokens a month. This pricing table shows the outcome of crossing that threshold. You have to upgrade to paid support tiers. Securing VIP help and massive token limits immediately reintroduces the exact recurring SaaS costs the hardware was meant to replace. Outgrowing the base package proves that completely escaping recurring fees is only possible if your support needs remain minimal. Dedicated hardware beats the cloud only when it eliminates IT friction while actively killing your recurring bills. This decision tree starts with a simple gateway. Do you want a reliable tool or a custom project? If you want to code custom models, build your own rig. But if you are tired of multiplying cloud fees, this is the logical alternative. This is the target device for a 5 to 15 person service business that needs 2 or 3 specific jobs handled reliably 24/7. For that buyer, treating AI as a one-time capital asset guarantees the appliance pays for itself against a cloud bill in under 3 months. It's equally important to know who should walk away to avoid mismatched expectations. Hobbyists wanting to train local language models on multi-GPU setups will find this too restrictive. Enterprise IT teams needing rack-mounted servers will find the form factor useless. And businesses that require high-touch VIP phone support must recognize that this hardware won't save them from paying hundreds of dollars a month for a service contract. Ultimately, local AI hardware is about securing operational peace of mind. Owning the hardware guarantees your automation keeps running, while costs stay permanently capped.